it's Mona here at Craft Klatch, and today is Friday. That means it is another Coaster Friday. And today we're going to do the third version of our Doily coaster using this as a mold. I have done the first two. We had the pink and we had the bluish one. And today we're going to do a green one, and we're not going to use resin because not everybody has the opportunity to use resins. Hopefully this will be a good alternative. So we're going to work on Doily project number 3. And this time, instead of using resin, I thought it would be fun to try an air dry clay and see how that works. So I'm going to break off a piece of clay. And I think this will work. I think this will be enough. And if you've never worked with air dry clay, you should give it a try. I really enjoy working with it. So I'm going to just take this clay and I'm going to roll it flat. And really all I need to do is get it big enough that this will fit on there. So we're not looking for a certain shape, we just are looking for size. And of course it would be nice if it were level. So that's pretty good, I think. Let's see if it fits. It does. So now all I'm going to do is press this down in there. I'm going to roll it. Because we want to make an impression. Alright, now I'm going to take my craft knife and I'm going to cut around and it cuts very easily, obviously, because it's still wet. Before we unmold it, I'm just going to get my finger wet and I'm going to just rub against the edge of the clay, kind of get my finger underneath there if I can. And this is just to smooth it out because it's harder to do it once you take the mold off. Right now it's not so bad. So just take a look around it, make sure you got it all smoothed. And then you want to carefully peel it back. Nice. Look at that. Now we are going to just put this aside, let it dry overnight. And if there's any place that you see that you might want to make a little bit of a correction or smooth it a little more, now is a good time to do that. I'm going to take a little more water and go over that top edge a little bit. Okay, we're going to just put this aside and let it dry. Here is the coaster so far, and all I've done, I've already peeled it off. When something is drying on here, you're going to have to flip it over to let it finish drying. And what you do is you don't try to peel this off. You pick the whole thing up and peel the foil off, and that will save you from actually breaking your piece. So this is still not fully dry, so I'm going to flip it over for a while, let it dry some more, and then we will come back and finish it. I'm going to paint this a dark metallic green. I'm going to make sure I get into all of the little cracks and crevices, all the recessed areas, and this will soak the paint up pretty good. And don't forget the edges, and when this side dries, I will do the back side. And it's good to kind of look at it from different angles because you might see little pieces that you missed, little edges that you missed of the raised area if you're looking at it from a different direction. So here it is all dry. It's all painted, all dry, all good to go. Now all I want to do is make this stand out a little bit. It looks nice the way it is, but why not make it stand out just a little bit? So I'm going to take a brush and some silver paint. And I'm going to wipe most of the silver paint off because I really just want to highlight it. I don't want to goop anything on. And I'm going to lightly go over, and I'm not going down like this. I'm kind of going to the side because I just want to pick up those high areas. I don't want anything to goop down into the recessed areas. And I'm okay if it catches a little bit of the edges. because I think that gives it a little character as well. Okay, just like that. Now all of a sudden we have it standing out a little bit more. And like I said, if you get a little bit around the edges, I actually kind of like a little bit around the edges here. So if you don't like it, wipe it off while it's wet. Otherwise, add a little bit here and there if it's not as much as you'd like. Look how nice that looks. I'm going to let it dry, which will be pretty quick because it's a very thin coat of paint, and then we're just going to seal it. Once it's dry, you want to just seal it, and I'm going to start just by sealing the back. And I'm using a satin varnish. You can go with a high gloss, you can go with a matte, whatever look you're going for. And let it dry. You can do a couple coats. I have a couple coats on the back, and now I'm going to repeat it on the front. And you just want to make sure you get into all of the little cracks and crevices, but you don't want to necessarily have it gooping in there. And you want to let it dry between the coats. And then just let it dry. Here it is all finished, and the silver is very subtle. It blended in more than I expected once I put the varnish on there, but it still works. If you wanted to, you could go stronger with the silver and have it stand out a little bit more. That's entirely up to you. So here is version number 3. Great as a coaster, and you can go with whatever colors you want. From this mold, I have now created 3 different coasters. We have the pink one, which was the first one. Then we had the blue one with a little bit of glitter in there. And finally, we have the green one, which is the clay. So we have 2 resins and a clay. And just think of the possibilities. Even if you don't work with resin, you can make something really cool with clay. And they have a lot of different patterns and stuff too, so just keep an eye out for those. And you could do a lot of fun stuff. So thanks guys so much for being here. I will definitely see you next time. Remember, life's too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter. Stay safe. Bye guys.